All right, man. So we're recording now. Happy New Year. I know
Happy New
is
Year.
this is the first video for 2025.
Hmm.
Um, we're getting ready for everything that's coming out, movies, also games, but maybe we should do games on another video. We should probably start with the movies for this
Yeah,
one. Um, so so yeah, man, what's your like most anticipated movie of 2025?
definitely Jurassic, the new Jurassic Park film because knowing that we're getting that the guy who made the creator, like seeing that I cannot wait to see how much, that not only he wants to bring back the original vibe from the first trilogy,
Yeah.
but also he wants to bring us, how the dinosaurs scared us back in the 90s and we were
Yeah.
terrified.
If I'm not mistaken, pretty much what you mean is I think it's the writer of
Mm-hmm.
the first two movies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I've been saying the whole time. I hope is like the horror elements that
Mm-hmm.
the first two, mainly the first one, but part two still have part of horror in it. I just feel like Jurassic Park should be more of a survival movie, like survival horror in a way. Um, Especially with the director of this movie. I said it since they announced that this is gonna be probably the most beautiful looking movie from the franchise, just because of the director alone.
Yep.
Um, there's just a lot of rumors about this movie. I don't really know if that's true. I don't know if they're supposed to have like mutated dinosaurs. That's just like a thing going around. Like I said, I don't really know. I'm not trying to like spoil the movie, so I'm not trying to like read too much into it. But there's just stuff coming out everywhere. So sooner or later you see stuff, on Twitter or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm just very curious about it because we don't really know nothing about this movie. I don't even know if we know the timeline for this movie. That's another thing that I'm curious about. But I'm guessing it's after everything. Not really sure about that. But yeah, that's Jurassic World coming out in July, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the first movie in July.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm very curious about Jurassic World.
Also, the Avatar 3 film. I mean, knowing that we got, the jungle rainforest, then we get to the ocean area, and now we go to the lava
Air.
park area.
We're going. I think it's air. If I'm not mistaken, it's air. Well, yeah,
Oh.
I think it's air and fire. So you might be right. I think it's a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of both. So yeah, obviously, yeah, I can. It's James Cameron. You can go
Mm-hmm.
you can go wrong with the guy. He knows how to make movies, man. And to watch those movies, especially in an IMAX theater or on the biggest screen, it's an experience. It's an event to see his movies in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a movie. It's just like it's an experience, pretty much.
Yep. And also another one would be for me, Wicked Part 2 for good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you pretty much, thanks to you, you hyped the first one for me, and and then the internet was just talking about it. So I was just, I was curious about the movie. You were talking about it for like the whole year, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I never got to see the play. So, thanks to you, I got curious about it and went to see it. And yeah, the movie was amazing. I would say probably one of the best movies of 2024. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was cinema, as you call it, right? It's literally, it's one of those movies that's the reason you go to the movies for,
Mm-hmm.
to experience something like that. And it just felt like, for me it just felt like a classic movie.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it brought me back to what movies used to be. They just did an amazing job. And obviously, I don't, please don't spoil anything because I don't really know the story of Wicked. So I can't wait for part two. I'm very curious about it. I don't know nothing. Um, I'm not even trying to look for the play or anything like that because I don't wanna spoil the experience. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I can't wait for that. What else? So I think if I'm not mistaken, my first movie this year that I went to see was Den of Thieves Part Two. It was really good. I really
Mm.
recommend. I really recommend it, especially if you are a Gerard Butler fan. You
Ah.
know, of course we are, thanks to 300.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, man, I don't know if you've seen the first one, but both movies are really good, and this one
Hmm.
set up another one. So they I'm guessing it's gonna be a part three. So yeah, without spoiling the movie, I don't want to say nothing else, especially if you haven't seen it. I gotta look at the list because I know there's a lot of movies this year, but
Hmm.
it's hard to keep up.
Let's be honest, because 2023 was like a lot of things had to push back to 2025 because
Right.
strikes.
And me looking at the list right now, of course, I cannot forget about one of the most anticipated sequels. It has to be 28 years later
Oh, that one. I
because
remember that.
I mean, how many years have we been waiting for this? Um, I'm curious now because apparently there was an article that came out just yesterday that 28 weeks later might it's not canon. Like like it's 50-50. I guess it's still probably part of the universe, but you don't really have to count that one out. So I guess pretty much what they're trying to say is 28 days later is the one that you really need to count for the new movies. I guess that's what they're trying to say on the article. So it's a little weird. I mean, this whole canon thing is becoming a little I don't know. It's hard to explain sometimes. Um,
You know, I went.
I just hope they don't make it too difficult to to understand.
Well, the thing is, I would say it's part of the lore, not the canon, is because I mean, sure, the canon is very messy, but what happened to the franchise stays within the franchise, especially 28 weeks later would be part of that verse because, let's be honest, they try and bring back, civilization until the ending just tells you two things. We may not go back like it used to be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's literally like the same creators from the first movie. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously, the first one is the main one that they're
Mm-hmm.
trying. This is supposed to be a new trilogy, by the way. So we're just getting started. I think it was about time. I was just waiting for this movie for so long. Thinking about that, it kind of hurts that we never got to see another World War C because
Mm-hmm.
I like that movie. I was expecting a sequel and I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know if it was a budget thing. I don't know if it was the first one that didn't make money. I don't really know. But at least we finally gonna get a zombie movie, especially in theaters, because I think it's been a while since we have got something zombie related in theaters. I'm not talking about like Army of the Dead because that was Netflix. That wasn't really a theater movie.
Yep.
So when it comes to theater, yeah, we haven't got anything zombie related that
Mm.
if I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but I believe
It
it's been a
was,
while.
Zombieland 2. That was like my first time we had a movie that was related to being theaters.
Yeah, you're right, but already been a couple years since then, and honestly, I wasn't really that big of a fan of part. I like the first one, but part two
Mm-hmm.
was like 50-50. It wasn't. I don't know. It didn't have the same magic as the first movie, in my
I know what
opinion.
you mean.
Obviously, the next huge movie for this year, we had to talk about Mission Impossible. Um, that is a franchise that,
Yep.
to me, it gets better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Every movie. I don't know. I don't really think I can name you a different franchise where a movie gets better. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? Especially when you have a franchise with so many movies. I don't even know what part is this on the Mission Impossible, like six or seven?
Or actually
Just
8.
eight. You see, you can really say that about probably any franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Because Fast and the Furious that's like I don't know.
A roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. Jurassic Park, it's the same thing. It's a franchise that don't get me wrong, they make money, but
Hmm.
not every movie is good. You know,
Yep.
the last movie, in my opinion, was horrible.
Mm.
It hurts, you know, especially the last movie because it you had the whole cast. I just don't understand how they dropped the ball on that movie when you had all the everybody coming back. But it is what it is. You know,
Yep.
I have faith on the new one. So
Mm.
we'll see. Which other movie you want to talk about?
Okay. Possibility that, well, the thing about, okay, well, we're getting Fantastic Four film, the new one.
Yeah, that's another one that I'm very because we haven't seen nothing yet. But
Hmm.
you know, we haven't even got a teaser, and everybody's talking about it.
Yep.
Honestly feel like it's gonna be a huge movie. I mean, it's been a while now since we had a Fantastic Four movie.
Since 10 years.
Especially that this is part of the MCU, which is part of a
Yes.
bigger universe. If I'm not mistaken, you know, hopefully this is not spoilers. This is just people talking about online. I don't even I don't know if this was confirmed, but this is supposed to take place in a different universe, right? In the multiverse.
Possibility, yes. But also, this takes place where everything is the 1960s. I remember Doctor Strange said, "Hey, you were in the 1960s time." I'm like, I wonder what time universe, or I wonder, you think they're gonna ever show us, Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom? Because, that lit reveal just complete tells you
I
two
mean,
things.
if they already announced that before the movie come,
Mhm.
you know, the movie's not even out yet. For them to announce that already, he has to be in the movie. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Eh, Probably even in the post credit scene, who knows? But he has to be there somehow because why would you announce that so early? You know.
Yep.
What else do you have for your list?
What else? Well, the next upcoming film I would say that's coming in February is the movie called what's it called? Oh yeah, Love Hurts, because that one looks interesting because that one has
Yeah.
that one has action romantic comedy film.
Yeah, you got Ken Hu Kwan, I believe you say his
Yep.
name. From
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's a very underrated actor. Believe it or
Yes.
not, he was also a stunt person. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
even knew this. You know, I kind of learned this maybe a couple months ago that he has always been in Hollywood, but
Hmm.
more of a stunt person, helping out with fights and all that stuff in the background. Um, I've been saying it for years now. I don't know why they don't make show based on short round. You know,
Indiana Jones.
From Indiana Jones. I feel like that's the perfect. That would be one of the perfect characters to follow up. You know, the story. You can literally do a spin off. They can do two things with that. They can do a video game based on the character, or they can
Hmm.
do a Disney Plus show. In my
I'm like
opinion,
this.
that will
I'm like
work.
I'm like this. Like you be under wondering what has Short Round have been doing last years, and has he been around with those, I don't know, like places that has been awakened by dark forces, or has he been trying to retrieve artifacts that need to be back to its home place?
Right, right. I mean, you literally can do like something cool. You know, he's a grown up now. He knows how to
Hmm.
fight. You know, you can kind of mix all that fighting style
Yes.
with like indie adventure. Like you can
Hmm.
kind of it could be a mixture of like John Wick, you know, Indiana
Yes.
Jones. Like I'm sorry, but it's there. You know, they have that on the table. Like, come on, Disney, you're watching this video.
Oh
It's
yeah.
right there. You just take my ideas. I don't care.
Speaking of John Wick, we're getting ballerina movie spinoff.
That too, but I don't think it's coming out this year. But for some reason, that don't have a release date, if I'm not mistaken.
I
Because
mean,
I've been waiting for that one for a while, but every time I see the trailer, it's just coming soon. I'm like, just give me a date, you know?
I know it's like when you have, okay, Netflix series has like three things that's coming this year, but they didn't give us what
Oh
specific time,
man,
day, or what season.
Netflix. We talked about this before. Netflix has like the worst uh promotion, the worst marketing. You know, is That's one thing I would say about Netflix that they still need to fix. They don't know how to promote movies at all. You know, there's movies that I watch trailers and I wait for them, and then I don't know where they just came out. I didn't even knew about it. It's like, it's horrible. They need, in my opinion, they need a new team on the marketing,
Exactly.
on the marketing, the promotion side, and they need to fix all that because
You
I feel
know,
like they kill a lot of movies and shows because of that.
I'm like this. Like I'm just saying, like you said about Twilight of the Gods needed like more promoting. Like I'm just like we need more Funko Pops and NECA
Yeah,
toys to
we
come.
we barely we know about Toilet of the Gas because of Zack, but
Yes,
without him, I don't think a lot of people even knew about that show. To be honest, the whole even when I went to the Geek
Netflix Con.
the Geek Week,
Hmm.
even then, a lot of people didn't even knew about that. 12 so they got day, that was the day before where you get to meet Zack and all that stuff. It was
Yes,
something that I found on the website and it was on the side. Like, I'm like, what is that? And I just click on the link. But they didn't even promoted that. I was even talking to people there and they're like, wait, what? There was something yesterday? Like, yeah. It's just it was I don't know. I don't know what Netflix, whoever the team is for marketing, sorry Netflix, but they need to go.
yep. Also, speaking of Netflix, we're also getting Guillermo del Toro's, Frankenstein film.
Yeah, we can forget about that should be this year, right?
It should, but again, we don't know what the date is. But you know what I cannot wait for, dude, is that I cannot wait how we're gonna get. Okay, one, Guillermo del Toro's take of how he's gonna do his Frankenstein. Two, I'm pretty certain it's gonna be referencing to Mary Shelley's books and the 19, the Universal monster version.
That's the only movie that kind of hurts because of the casting.
Yeah,
Because wasn't Andrew supposed to be the monster?
Frankenstein monster. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that hurt. That really hurts me because I'm a huge fan of Andrew, and I would have loved to see him, working with the Toro. That would have been amazing. And
Hmm.
and and to be honest, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the new actor that they pick for for the monster. Obviously, I'm still gonna watch it for the director, and you got Oscar, so I'm also a fan of him too.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm still curious about it. The Toro, you can go wrong with him. He knows how to cook. Like we say now. I'm guessing that will be. Hopefully, they're smart. They will release that around October. But that's never the case. That's something else that we always talked about with release dates with movies, where there are movies that should be coming out around Halloween. When
Yeah.
you have horror movies or anything horror related, release them in October. I don't understand why you're gonna release a horror movie next month or in summer. That just makes no sense to me.
Kind of like, it's amazing that you, speaking of that, I'm like thinking about, okay, Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2 because we're getting the sequel of that and Megan Part 2.
And Five Nights of Freddy. That's supposed to be October, right? I think they already confirmed that, or
I think they said over December, I guess, but for Megan, they're coming until somewhere in July or on August.
yeah, I guess we can talk about Five Nights at Freddy. I mean, that's another one that I'm curious about.
Hmm.
The first one really surprised me, man, and I don't know how some people, obviously you always gonna have 50-50 in the fan base, I guess, but what I heard was this movie was more based on the books. They're not really based on the games, so
Well,
if you read the books, they're very close to the books. And again, I don't really know nothing about the material like that, the source, but I really like the movie and I like the story a lot.
you know what's interesting I like about Five Nights at Freddy's? Not only just that we go back to the 2000s era, but also we go to the how Freddy's Fazbear, how Freddy Fazbear entering to 2000s would be like how the timeline of the security breach that we're going to be turning to 2020 that we're going to have, well, the Glamrock Freddy back coming up soon because
That's a good point. I didn't even thought about the timeline like that. So yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
you got me thinking about that. It makes sense, you know. I mean, that's I guess, you know, with you saying that, we kind of talk about Megan, because I guess
mhm.
it's kind of based on the same, you know, it's not based on the same, but it's about technology, you know,
Yes.
the way technology advanced, you know. That's literally the title of Megan 2.0, which is supposed to be something new, you know, something updated. So we obviously we had to see what else they're gonna do with Megan also, you know.
I'm curious. I'm curious. You think she's gonna have new looks? Because I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
admit, Monster High is gonna, take over that idea and give her Megan 2.0 of her doll releases.
yeah, for sure. They, you know, they also had to sell figures and all that stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to be, you know, and especially if it's on the title 2.0, there has to be something different,
Different.
you know.
I mean,
So
possibly the hair is different, and I think she may have to find a new coat out of a mall or find from a dead person she found.
we don't really know. I mean, we'll see. I'm expecting a trailer for that soon. I'm looking here at what else we have um this year. Lilo and Stitch, you know, I want to go ahead and talk about that. I'm very curious about it. I'm not one of those people that kind of like cry, or you know, they just kind of you know, bitch about live action remakes. I don't mind. You know, I honestly, if you do it right, why not? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, you know, obviously there's a movie that I would love for them to do, but I don't think it's never gonna happen, and it's Treasure Planet. Um, obviously Treasure Planet is like one of my favorite movies when it comes to Disney animation.
Yeah.
But it was a movie that it didn't make no money at all at the box office, which it hurts. You know, I think that was right next to the Iron Giant was another one, if I'm not mistaken. I guess
Mm-hmm.
that was just the end of animation. You know, for
2D
some
animation.
yeah, for some reason, I don't know if people were not, you know, were not how do you, they weren't supporting that type of animation anymore. I don't really know what was the switch,
I don't
but
know, dude.
I miss that, man. I miss that type of animation. Especially when they started doing 2D and 3D, you know, mixing it in the movie.
Uh-huh.
Um, but man, Treasure Planet, I feel like that would have been an amazing live action remake if they do it right. But again, they, it's all about the audience, and I feel like we have talked about this before. When it comes to the American audience, it's weird.
Yeah, it is super weird.
The American audience are they can be horrible. You know, when it comes to the box office. You know, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of movies people need to go see at the box office numbers for a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of movies that you love, that everybody loves, they get saved because of the overseas box
Yes.
office. They don't get saved because of the box office here.
Not really.
The American box office is usually horrible because, like I said, you know, hopefully people don't take this the wrong way, but the American audience are very weird to please. I just don't understand what they're into. They're just into weird stuff, I guess.
I
But
don't get blame you because it's like, for example, like it's like this. You asked for this specific thing, but then later that when they gave you this, you just say, I don't want this. It's like, okay. Like it's like that time in Courage the Cowardly Dog when she's trying to please young Mario, but then but young Mario just made Courage to make more of that freaking mac and cheese, but splat in his face. That's how it feels like.
I mean, you know, it's something that, like I said before, I just feel like a lot of people, you know, I don't know if that's just an American thing, but a lot of people they don't really have their own opinion. You know,
Not really.
they follow. it's like I always said, I cannot, you know, kind of talk crap about a movie if I haven't seen it myself. You
Yep.
know, I at least try to keep, go with an open mind.
Hmm.
Sometimes there's movies that I don't watch because they don't call my attention at all. So I'm not gonna waste my
Yep.
time because I know it's not gonna be for me. But you can't talk crap about a movie if you haven't
Hmm.
seen it. At least
Yes.
see it and try to see it with an open mind. Don't try to hate watch because you follow somebody else's opinion. You know, and the sad part about all this is YouTubers, critics, they I feel like Hollywood they gave them too much power when
Yeah. Exactly.
where it came to an opinion,
Hmm.
and at the same time I just feel like Hollywood don't know what they're doing because they're killing the art of filmmaking by doing so.
Yes.
You're trying to make a movie for a group. You're not you're doing that. You're not letting the director create what they want to create.
Hmm.
And movies are art, no matter what.
Yes.
A movie's supposed to be about a filmmaker that wants to do something. Let him create. If that's not the case, like a lot of times, don't hire a person that if you think you don't like his stuff, why would you hire him? We
Hmm.
had that stuff in many cases before. I don't want to start saying names. I don't want to start going back to the same old crap. But you know what I mean. When it comes to
Uh-huh.
that.
I know what you mean.
But it is what it is. I guess we can continue on the list. What else do you have for this year?
Hmm. I'm trying to think.
I guess we
Uh
can talk about How to Train a Dragon.
oh, yeah, I remember. Yes. It's interesting how much that okay, this is the first, film from DreamWorks that are going to do a remake for a live action. And I'm surprised that they did this. And also, I do admit the what's it called, the CGI of the Toothless looks amazing.
Yeah, and it's apparently I think if I'm not mistaken, I think this was a whole they kind of did the Sonic thing on this movie because
Hmm.
I think Tusle was not gonna look like that at all. I think there were if I'm not mistaken there was set pictures where he was gonna look more realistic, more the design was gonna be different. But I guess they were smart and they followed the whole Sonic thing, where why why change something that is not broken? you know.
Yes.
So they went with the design that everybody loves Toothless, and,
Yes.
and they love it because of the way he looks mainly. So you cannot switch that. I think that's just smart in my opinion. The movie looks amazing. I mean, if it's a remake of of the same thing, hey, if it's not broken, why fix it? You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? You literally, the main thing why I want to watch this movie. You literally got Gerard Butler, you know, um,
Hmm.
doing the same character as the movie. Like that's a win-win for me.
Yep.
That alone. Yeah, of course I'm gonna go. That's in June if I'm not mistaken. I'll be
Hmm.
there. I'll be there on day one. Can't wait for that.
I cannot wait for is that possibility we're getting another. Well, DreamWorks is also making Dogman basing on the books from the 2000 and 2010s.
And that's animated, ain't it?
Yes.
Okay. I don't really know nothing about that, so I mean,
I mean, it's the
I,
same creator who made, Captain Underpants.
all right. That might be
You,
good.
I'm just saying, sometimes I think that DreamWorks needs to, put, some characters, some underrated characters in the big screen back again. I mean, Captain Underpants should have had done a sequels. I mean, I watched the Netflix series because, as I was in the 2000s era for Captain Underpants, I read them. I mean, I'm a big fan of Captain Underpants because it was a fun comic book, series we had.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of opens the whole thing with live action remakes for DreamWorks. You
Yes,
know, Obviously, if that does good, it's gonna open a whole door.
yes,
Um, I'm trying to see, but yeah, besides that, I'm trying to see what else. I know we're probably missing a couple movies. But again, we were just talking about the main ones that we're curious about.
Yep.
I know there has to be way more movies coming out, but that that the Super Bowl's coming up, so we might get to know more about these movies. The trailer for Jurassic World is supposed to be there.
Yes.
Uh, I'm expecting Fantastic Four. I mean, I don't think Marvel's not gonna be
Sleeping
not
on it.
they're not gonna be dumb and not go big
I'm
on
just
that
saying.
then.
I'm just saying because we all know the two. We all know Universal and Disney and Paramount's going to be the ones releasing the trailers on the Super Bowls because it's always been tradition with them.
Right, right. We'll probably even see 28 years later from Sony, I believe.
Yes.
Columbia's that have the rights. But yeah, man, I'm running out of time here. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
If we were going to get like a live action movie of a game franchise, what would you rather have that deserves an animated film and a live action? Both are separate entities.
Huh. Uh, you know, you say animated and live action? Like it can be the same thing.
No, it's separate entities.
So to me, Zelda is something that is hard. I feel like even though they're trying to do live action for Zelda,
Hmm.
they can pull that off live action, but they need the right team. You know,
Uh-huh.
the thing with Zelda to me they need like a Peter Jackson type person
Hmm.
when it comes to Zelda. That's just my opinion when it comes to that. Animated, we've been saying it for years. Studio Ghibli should do Zelda animated.
Hmm.
That will be the perfect team for that. Live action Metroid. I've been saying it for years. Metroid is long overdue. When it comes to a live action movie, Metal Gear.
Hmm.
Uh, Metal Gear's literally you play those games and they're literally movies.
Yep.
It's insane. You know, I honestly feel like at this point they should just let Kojima direct the movies. He's the creator, and him making the making video games, he literally makes movies that you get to play.
And okay, to me, the live action should be, like you said, Metroid and definitely Zelda and the Metal Gear. And to me, animated, okay, Kingdom of Hearts, an animated film. What
Kingdom
else?
Hearts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what else? Oh yeah, Kirby of a animated film.
Yeah.
And my personal favorite would be what's what else can be an animated possibility? The more Luigi's Mansion still.
Yeah, that can be part of the same universe from the Super Mario world. So
Yes,
yeah, animated Kirby for sure. Um, Kirby. What else you said? Animated.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts can. Yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts can only work animated. To be honest, I don't think live action would do that
Anime.
any good.
You know what? The animated for Kingdom Hearts should have 2D and 3D hybrid. I mean, they can keep the original designs of the Disney characters, but here's the thing: is that they all have to be the anime got full anime style.
You
You know what
get
I mean?
talking about it. You get to see the secret level. Sure.
Yes.
What do you think
It's
about it?
it's amazing that somehow that okay, Warhammer, Mega Man, the Dungeon Dragons were like okay, amazing as hell, and they look like. And don't get me wrong, all the CGI just looks so advanced. Like,
Man, the CGI was,
whoa,
I don't remember the name of the one that really surprised me was the one with the king, the one
mm-hmm.
that he keeps dying and keep coming back in the island.
Arnold
That
Schwarzenegger voicing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That the animation on that episode, man, that thing blew my mind. Like, and it wasn't just the animation; it was like the motion capture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they used motion capture that because of the way they were moving, so realistic, and the facial expression. Uh, that episode was like, wow. I was just like, watching it. My mind was just, blown away.
Also my favorite part was Warhammer episode because I'm like, praying to God that this is going to be like Henry's version, to do the Warhammer adaptation, but epic, moments and my personal favorite, respecting the lore of it.
Right, right. I can wait for that. Talking about Henry Cavill, we also got Voltron. I don't. That's not gonna be this year because that's just started filming, and I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that has to take time with the special effects and all that because they had to go hard on the special effects for when it comes to that
eh,
movie.
not to mention the robots are just going to take a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna do it right, I hope they do props like
Hmm.
sets, so they can mix the sets with the props and make it more realistic. So yeah, man, I can't wait for that. We got like 3 minutes left. Time is running out here. So
Mm.
yeah, man, I guess you can just let everybody know where everybody can follow you, where everybody can find you.
Find me on Instagram at Find me on Instagram. You can find me on X, or you can find me on Vero, whatever places you think it'd be cool for you guys.
All right, that's the same with me. You guys can find me at Movies and Games Related on YouTube,
Hmm.
Hasselbell38 on X, Flash
Hmm.
Twitter, whatever you want to call it now. Instagram is about the same thing. I believe my Instagram is
Hmm.
Movies and Games Related, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
I don't even know my own thing. It's just it's too much to keep on, right?
Yes.
But yeah, I guess we have TikTok back.
Hmm.
So we can keep posting stuff over there too.
Yes.
Hopefully with this new year, we probably try to do new things for my channel. I just gotta see what else I can come up with. Um,
Mm.
I kind of want to start streaming games while I record myself streaming, but I just need a whole setup for that. So yeah, expecting. Hopefully, I'm trying to. I wanted to get the VR2 for the Alien game because I love
Hmm.
aliens and that game looks amazing. If I get that, I'll probably stream that. We're recording myself, but I don't know. This money's tight at the moment, and at the same time, we had the Switch 2 coming, so it's just too much coming out. So yeah, man, thank you for joining me again. Sorry it took me a while. I've been busy. Don't want you to
Yeah.
forget. Don't want you to think that I forgot about you. I didn't. It's just, life, the adult life,
Uh-huh.
right?
I
All right,
mean,
man.
we're all cursed with the adult life. And also, dude, I hope you can enjoy the Batman vs Superman toy I got you, because you'll see what I got you more something on your birthday.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, you're amazing. I don't want you to, I already got your stuff. Don't get me wrong. I need to find the box, and I still, need to find the time to go and ship it. So I've already got your things, to send them. So yeah, man, thank you so much for all, for the gifts. The Doomsday was one of the main ones I wanted because it's something that we wanted in the collection for, since the movie came out. So yeah, man, thank
Hmm.
you. The next video will probably be about video games because we gotta get ready for the new consoles like the Switch 2
Hmm.
and new games coming up. So
Yep.
yeah, thank everyone for watching and have a great one.
See you, dude.
Later, man.